Didn't even get to cross.
Hey guys, NoFearFrogadier here, and I'm back with another video for you guys. Alright, so, as promised, this is going to be the highlights video of the fire type mono, or the fire monotype, OU, triples, doubles, singles, all that fun stuff, team made by none other than TritonX. Thanks again for this team, had a lot of fun playing with it, and I guess let's get this show on the road. So first we have this battle right here against Mr. Yeezus. So let's get it going. He sends out Scolipede to start off, and I start with Sun First, the Ninetales. So lucky him, he has a sash, he hits me with his first earthquake, gets a speed boost, and then he's gonna go in for a protect. I go for a confuse ray. Of course he is protected though, gets another speed boost. Earthquakes me, finishes off Ninetales. Alright, no big deal. Now we're sending in Spam, the Typhlosion. He's using Protect. Alright, well, Flamethrower obviously didn't get to do anything because of Protect. He got another speed boost, hits me with an Earthquake, survive it with 39% HP left, and finish off his Scolipede with a Flamethrower. So he goes to send in Vivillon, again, with the Sash, getting really lucky with that. Put Spam to sleep, and now he's quiver dancing. So I think he's just gonna raise his stats up while I'm asleep. Or not. He's actually gonna use Bug Buzz first. Alright, so I'm awake again. Finish off his Vivillon with another Flamethrower. Alright, so now he sends out Scizor. He bullet punches Spam, knocks him out. Alright, easy does it. Here comes Spam Eruption. So of course, what do? We're gonna Spam Eruption. So it would have killed him, but he also had a Focus Sash. Lots of Focus Sash guys on this team, and that's really what saved him in the end. Sounds out a Heracross. I'm just going to spam Eruption again. Uses some Rock Blast on me. Finishes off Spam Eruption. Alright, well, now we're just going to finish off his team. Using Entei for extreme speed right there. Just gonna use some Sacred Fire to one-hit KO his Scizor. And Volcarona comes out, uses Quiver Dance. So we're just gonna Stone Edge that, critical hit, some overkill right there. Alright, so that was the first match. I was left with 3 dudes left. Let's just go right into the next one, right here. This one is another Monotype format, another just regular Monotype single. And let's go. They start with Poliwrath. I start with Sun First, the Ninetales again. And let's just kick it off with a Solar Beam. So he goes for an Earthquake. I was lucky enough to be able to survive it. And I hit him with a Confuse Ray. Luckily, that starts to pay off immediately. Hit himself right there. Now I'm just going to Solar Beam this Toxicroak because he switched out. Lucky switch, because that Poliwhirl was about to, or Poliwrath, or whoever it was about to be going down. So, sending out Spam Eruption now. He fainted Ninetales. So, Eruption just destroyed him. Just gonna finish off him as well. Man, sends in Medicham. Well, he uses Fake Out. Obviously, I flinch. And then I use Eruption and just knock him out anyway. Sunlight faded, and this person quit. Alright, so, Asfert P. Not sure why you quit, man. You had a chance still, but I guess after you saw that I was just gonna spam Eruption the whole time, there wasn't really too much else you could do. Alright, so moving on, we have our first doubles match with this team, against Min Hoi. Alright, so here we go. I start with Sun First and spam. He sends out a Gliscor and a Klefki. Obviously, Drought enables the Sunny Day effect for the first 5 to 8 turns. Overheat his Klefki and one-hit it. And also, Eruption. Got some damage on both of them a little bit. Alright, so we just finish off Gliscor with that Eruption. Dragonite takes little damage, but he's confused now, so that's always good. So he's using Dragon Dance, that shouldn't do too much. Alright, he sends out Zapdos. We use Eruption again because that's just what we chose to spam with this turn. Sun first uses Overheat. Man, I'm just lowering my own special attack here, huh? Alright, so he sends out Greninja. I use Eruption. Almost taking that Dragonite out. We're almost done with him. That's surprisingly, the Solar Beam barely did anything on him. He almost killed his own Greninja. He fainted both of my guys, so that's all good. The game's evened up right now. So, I send in Entei and Charizard Y. He uses Extreme Speed to hit my Charizard. I use Extreme Speed to feint his Greninja. I get his Dragonite out of there too. Alright, so then I finish off his Zapdos with a Fire Blast. His Flareon feints my Charizard Y, but I bulldoze the hell out of that Flareon. Surprisingly, he was able to keep up for a little bit longer, but it doesn't really matter anyway because that was their last Pokemon, and they also decided to quit. Everybody seems to quit with this team. I don't know if TritonX designed it that way, but if he did, it's working. Alright, so into the second doubles match right here, we have a match against Epic 100. He's missing one Pokemon, but we'll see how that plays out for him. Alright, so I start with Spam Eruption, the Heatran, and Sun first, the Ninetales again. So his Stoutland, he starts with Stoutland and Hippowdon. He protects with Stoutland, and yeah, you can see what's going on right now. He uses Earthquake, knocks out Spam Eruption, almost knocks out Sun first. We're sending in Typhlosion. Alright, Focus Blast on Stoutland, that's good. Solar Beam on Hippowdon, surprisingly not too much damage. I think that's probably because of the Sandstorm though. So, he uses Crunch, knocks out my Ninetales, so I send out Entei. He sends out Sandslash. I just feint his Hippowdon real quick with an Extreme Speed coming from Entei. He uses Earthquake, almost kills both of them. He did kill Typhlosion. Entei's hanging on with a little bit left. So I send in Backup Sun. He puts in Excadrill. And he goes in for an Iron Head. Doesn't do too much damage though. Finishes off by Entei with an X-Scissor. Probably should have just Extreme Speeded, looking back in retrospect, just so I would have gotten some damage off. I use Fire Blast though, and I feint off his Excadrill with one hit. He attempts to use, my Darmanitan, my bad, uses Earthquake. Gets some decent damage on both of them. He uses Stone Edge on my Charizard though, and knocks him out real quick. And then somehow comes in to win. His guy ended up fainting, so did mine, but because my guy fainted first, he was able to win. Pokemon's logic right there. I would have called it a draw, but either way, it was a good game. Real fun, good match. And now, we move on to see how this team does in triples. Alright, so our first triples battle against Shadow Fire JS. So, they start with Swoobat, Cradily, and Shuckle. I decided to start with my Charizard Y, Heatran, and Entei. So, obviously, Drought with Backup Sun makes it so we have that automatic Sunlight again. And we start off with just some massive damage to all of his guys. Kill his Shuckle. Almost killed his Swoobat. And Cradily is at less than half max HP, so that's good. So, Entei just uses Extreme Speed, knocks out his Swoobat real quick. We use Eruption, obviously, that is Spam Eruption's job. And, yeah, Backup Sun uses Air Slash, didn't do too much. Alright, he sends out Volbeat. So now he's got Volbeat, Cradily, and Clefable out. Clefable's taking some mad damage right now, but he's really good at not dying, apparently. So he uses Recover and Moonlight, so 2 healing moves to heal up both of those guys. Unfortunately for him, Volbeat faints because of the burn. So my Entei uses Bulldoze. Doesn't do as much damage as I would have liked it to do, but that's okay. This person really seems to be all about stat build-ups. So they're continuing to just build up their stats and regain not EHP, just HP. Man, Dunsparce used rest. So really, this person's just taking their good old time to get destroyed by this here fire team. So backup Sun uses Air Slash, really doesn't do anything. I decided I'm just going to focus on taking out one guy at a time. Dunsparce is still asleep. Lots of stuff going on right here. He feints backup Sun with a one-hit KO from Rock Slide. The rest of my dudes take a little bit of damage. I send out Darmanitan. The Clefable uses Follow Me, which will draw all of my attacks to the Clefable. Physical attacks, I think, or something like that. Honestly, I'm not even sure what Follow Me does, so if you know what Follow Me does, leave a comment and correct me, because I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. So he continues to just play the Restore Health game. All of his dudes are just continuing to restore health. I confuse his Clefable. Luckily, I get a critical hit from Entei with a Sacred Fire, so I get that Cradily out of here. That's good, because that Cradily was really starting to become obnoxious. So now the only thing that I really need to get out of the way is Clefable. Dunsparce isn't really doing too much damage to me. Clefable, though, keeps using Rock Slide and doing some major damage, because my team is consistent of all fire types. So Spam uses Focus Blast to take out the Dunsparce, so now we're left with just that pesky Clefable. Gave it a burn though, so that's good. Entei uses Extreme Speed, Focus Blast, and to finish him off, Ninetales uses Overheat. And that was the end of the first triples battle. A great match indeed. Moving on to our sixth and final battle for this episode. Also a triple battle, and this is against Tacos09. So let's get into this. He decides to start off with Manaphy, Rotom Wash, and a shiny Charizard. I start off with Sun first, the Ninetales, spam the Typhlosion, and of course Darmanitan once again. So I go ahead and use Solar Beam on Manaphy and a Rock Slide as well to get some damage going on each of these guys. Rotom Wash uses Hydro Pump, almost takes out my Darmanitan, takes out 3/4 of his health. Sun first took a little bit of damage there on the side. Oh man, so I just go in for another Rock Slide, trying to get these two guys out on the side right here. Takes out Sun first with a Hydro Beam. Takes out Spam with a one-hit KO of Waterfall. And takes out Darmanitan too. Man, this is all looking bad. Alright, so I send out my Charizard, my Entei, and my Heatran. And right now it's just looking all bad for me. So Spam Eruption gets a Solar Beam to finish off that Manaphy. I use an Air Slash to finish off Rotom Wash. And Entei uses Stone Edge to one-hit KO his Charizard. So now we're even, back to 3-on-3. He sends out Latios, Gardevoir, and Venusaur. Venusaur uses Sleep Powder, didn't do anything. I use Solar Beam on Latios, not really knowing what I'm thinking, just trying to get some damage in. I get a one-hit KO on his Venusaur with Fire Blast. Latios uses Dragon Dance. My Entei did mostly damage to my Heatran when I tried to use Bulldoze, but that's alright. Latios uses Dragon Pulse. Trying to finish off this Gardevoir real quick, so I do that, just get him out of the way. Now I have everybody left attacking Latios, Mega Latios, all at one time. So we have a Solar Beam, a Stone Edge, and to finish him off, another Solar Beam. And that's it, guys. That's this episode of Highlights. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to check out my other videos. I did a breakdown on this one last video. I can put a link to that in the description or something like that. And also, most importantly, stay golden, Ponyta.